Hey guys, Jeremiah here with QandA Gaming, and we're back to our solo playthrough of Mage Knight the board game. We're entering the second day now, and here's a recap of what we did in the first day and night. We started out our portal, and we went around this forest, up past the monastery, and into this dungeon. We conquered the enemy there and gained a powerful artifact. We then rested in the magical glade, where we hired some magical familiars, and fought our way through two marauding orcs to conquer the mage tower that was always rightfully ours. At the mage tower, we managed to recruit some guardian golems and learned a spell. Beyond the mage tower, we found some ancient ruins, and in defeating the enemies there, we again acquired another artifact. Afterwards, we climbed up into these hills and found a monastery, which we promptly burnt to the ground for yet another artifact. And just as the sun was beginning to rise, we went ahead and conquered the enemy that had fortified themselves between these two mountains. Here's what our play area looks like. We've got the magic familiars that we've managed to hire in the magic glade. We've got the guardian golems we hired in the mage tower, which have been a great boon to us with their physical resistance. We have learned battle frenzy and chaos magic, which we've gotten a lot of value out of. I'm very impressed by this skill. Meanwhile, our opponent, Arithia, has managed to contribute some of her blood magics to the common skill offer. And here we can see Arithia's deck and the crystals she's managed to accumulate over our adventure. Here's what the offers look like for our second day. We've got Shield Bash, Learning, Crystal Mastery, and the spells offered are Chill, Tremor, and Charm. Meanwhile, we have for recruiting the Herbalist, the Thugs, and the Red Cape Monks. The offer has red and green, and one depleted die. We've got a -1 reputation, and we're about to level up yet again. So for our starting hand, we have March, Stamina, Horn of Wrath, that's our artifact we got in the dungeon that served us very well, the Blood Ritual, and Ruthless Coercion. Oh, and Tranquility. So let's go ahead and pick our starting tactic. So here are the tactics we have left: Early Bird, Rethink, Planning, and the Right Moment. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Right Moment so that I can take advantage of this massive pile of cards I've managed to accumulate by taking an extra turn. And Arithia will choose Rethink. Arithia's first turn. Blue, no crystals. So my goal for this turn is to explore deep enough into the map to find some of those core tiles so we can get some of those elite units, because we have an artifact that takes a particular advantage of having some, being able to recruit units. So I'm going to start by playing my March card, powered by a green die from the source, to reveal a new map tile. I'm going to go ahead and turn the map for you guys so you can see a little bit better. And we're going to explore this tile right here. Very benign tile with a magic circle there in the center and a marauding orc. It turns out to be our old friends, the Summoners. So we've got 2 move left, and I'll need 6 move to get up through these grasslands and reveal this next tile. And I think I have a way to do that. To get the rest of the move we need, I think I'm going to play our Blood Ritual. When we play Blood Ritual, we take a wound. Ow. And then we gain a red crystal to our inventory and a mana token of any color, including non-basic, which is pretty cool. But we'll take the red crystal to our inventory, and we will take a blue mana token and use it to power our stamina card, giving us 4 more move for a total of move 6 saved up. With that move 6, we'll go 2, 4, and spend our last 2 to reveal the last countryside tile. Looks like another mage tower. And we've got another generic looking enemy here, marauding back behind this wall behind the mage tower. Forgot to add a purple enemy actually inside the mage tower. So before I end my turn, I'm then going to use my Tranquility card, switch you there, to heal that wound we got from our Blood Ritual. And this is what we've got left in our hand. And now going forward, we have the choice: if we get some decent movement, we can either go through that magic glade to go after the mage tower with our Horn of Wrath, or we can use our Ruthless Coercion in that little village we see off to our left. Let's clean up, lose the token, reroll the die in the source, blue, discard these cards, draw back up to our hand size, crystallize, Savage Harvesting, Demolish/Disintegrate, and Rage. Let's see if Arithia keeps going as slowly as she did last time. 1, 2, 3, and blue. Awesome. So, based on the cards in our hand, I think I'm going to use this as a setup turn to go ahead and take out that Mage Tower, because there's a spell I wouldn't mind having. The only movement card we drew was Savage Harvesting. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use Savage Harvesting for its move 2, then use our Familiars for their move 3, giving us 5 move. So 5 move, let's push our way through this nasty swamp and into the Magic Glade, and we can now see what our purple enemy is sitting in this tower. It's some Summoners. Not ideal. Sorry, those are actually Illusionists. Before we end our turn, I'll go ahead and crystallize just to get this card out of my hand. And we'll crystallize a red die from the source, giving us a red crystal. So let's clean it up. Reroll the die. Stays red. Discard these cards. Draw back up to our hand limit. Swiftness. And concentration. Arithia is up. 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's unfortunate. So 3 more because she's got 3 red crystals. So 1, 2, 3. Okay then, so this is the turn we strike. We're going to go ahead and assault that Mage Tower. And first we got to get in there, so we'll use our move 2 from our Swiftness. Plus, we'll play our Ruthless Coercion sideways because we're not going to be doing any peaceful interactions. So, that'll give us our move 3. And with that, we work our way through the forest and into the Mage Tower. Of course, assaulting the Mage Tower further damages our already nasty reputation, but we're still in the -1 range. So let's take a look at these Illusionists. They've got 3 armor, physical resistance, and for their attack, they summon a brown enemy to attack us. But I guess they're illusionists, so it's just an illusion. But it still hurts, so I don't know. And they were worth 4 fame. Now they're also fortified because they're inside the Mage Tower, but we've got a way to take care of that and knock them down a peg or 2. Ideally, we'd like to just use our Horn of Wrath for Siege Attack 5, but they have physical resistance, so that won't be quite enough damage. But instead, what we're going to do is we'll first cast Demolish. Ignore sight fortifications this turn, and enemies get -1 armor. So we'll go ahead and cast that first, using one of our... Actually, we have red mana in the source, so we'll go and use that. So that'll knock their armor down to 2, and they're no longer fortified. And then, during the ranged combat step, we'll just hit them with our Horn of Wrath, and wham bam, we have defeated the Illusionists. We'll drop yet another one of our banners on our many Mage Towers here that we own across the land. And as our spell reward, I'm going to choose Chill. The next spell revealed is Space Bending. Very cool card. Chill goes on top of our deck. And we gain 4 fame for defeating the Illusionists, putting us to 38 and leveling us up. So we'll gain another advanced action and another skill. So because these advanced actions all are really bad, in my opinion, I'm going to take Crystal Mastery. If you guys don't agree with any of my choices, let me know in the comments. Next advanced action added is Firebolt. That's a good one. We'll go ahead and put Crystal Mastery on top of our deck, and the skills we have to choose from. So our choices are Battle Hardened, which would let us ignore 2 points of regular damage or 1 point of non-regular damage that came to our hero, or Puppet Master, which when we defeat an enemy, we can actually take control of them and then spend that enemy for either half its attack or half its armor value in the next combat. Or we could choose one of Arithia's 2 blood magics. However, we've been doing a great job of mitigating all of our wounds, and we've also been very violent, taking out a lot of guys in our path. So I think actually Puppet Master would be kind of cool. So we're gonna take Puppet Master. That'll go to the common skill offer face down, and Arithia will contribute Hot Swordsmanship, +2 fire attack. So we'll go ahead and clean up, and we'll reroll our red die for a white die in the source. Discard these cards. And then draw back up to our hand limit. 3, 4, 5, and oh, there's a wound. So we got our Chill and our Crystal Mastery. Arithia's turn. 1, 2, 3 green, so 1 more. And it looks like we're probably going to get a couple more turns. I think this turn I want to go ahead and take out these orcs that are standing back behind this wall instead of really going anywhere. That way we can take advantage of our chaos magic and that new skill we got, and then we'll have access to some easy terrain there to get to our first core tile. So we'll go ahead and challenge this minion. He's got 3 armor, 4 attack, and he's worth 2 fame, so nothing too crazy there, but we'll go ahead and take him down anyway. And even though I have ways to actually mitigate this this attack, I can just ignore it really, I'm going to go ahead and block it by using first my chaos magic, just so I can keep spinning this wheel here and get value out of it. For 3 block, and the 4th point of block will generate by, we'll play chill sideways, we're not going to use it this round. So there it is blocked, and now we need to deal 4 damage, so we'll use 2 from our Battle Frenzy, and 2 from Rage. Well, I only need to deal 3, but yeah, that's still fine. So that'll go ahead and take this guy down with an extra point of damage for good measure. And let's go and see what we get. So we gain 2 fame for defeating this enemy, plus 1 more reputation because we defeated a rampaging enemy, taking us from 38 to 40 and keeping us in the -1 range. In addition, we get to keep this enemy as we are puppet masters, and he is now our slave. Mwahaha. So we'll go up there. And before we end our turn, I'm going to go ahead and use Crystal Mastery just to get it out of my hand and gain a red crystal. Okay, let's clean up. Discard these cards. Draw 3 more back up to our hand limit. Another wound. Our Banner of Command. And the Bow of Stars Dawn. Orithia will go through her last 2 cards. So next turn, she will declare end of round. So given the state of our hand, first of all, I wish I would have chosen this skill now. I didn't realize I still had this many wounds in my deck. I think we might have to rest, and I really hate to do that because I feel like I'm being inefficient, but I think that's the best thing we can do right now because we really need movement effects and we have none in our hand. So we'll rest, discarding our 2 wounds and 1 non-wound card. We'll ditch our Banner of Command. So these all go to our discard pile. Our turn ends, we draw our 3. Determination, Chivalry, and Promise. Orithia declares end of round. Okay, we really need to move. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Chaos Magic for 1 point of movement. And then we'll ditch Promise Sideways and Determination for 2 more points of movement. That'll give us 3. So with that 3 movement, I was going to go up into these hills, but this wall actually adds 1 to our movement requirements to get up onto that hill. So we'll have to swing back around through the forest here while it's still daylight. So we'll go over into this mine hidden back in the woods for 3 movement. And believe it or not, with that, I think we're going to end our turn. But don't worry, I know it's the end of round, but our tactic, the right moment, haha, and this is the right moment. We're going to go and use this card, pull it face down, and take an extra turn. So we'll go ahead and clean up from this turn, get these out of our way. And we'll draw up 2 more. Swiftness, there's some movement. And Stamina, there's where our movement cards were. And because we ended our turn on that mine, we have the choice of either a green or blue crystal, and I think we're going to go ahead and take blue. There we go. So we're going to start by playing Swiftness for move 2 to reveal our first core tile. Let's go ahead and spin the map for you guys again to make it a little easier to see where you are. So we'll use our 2 movement to reveal this tile here. Aha, and we found our first city, the Red City, my favorite. Of course, it is through the desert, but that's perfect considering the sun is setting at the exact right moment. The city is guarded by 2 Draconum. One next to us is a Poison Dragon, and the one out in the desert is a Frost Dragon. The ruins behind the city is a White Mana Altar. And here we have the city itself, placed at level 5. Meaning it'll need 1 white enemy, 1 purple enemy, and 1 brown enemy. And I'll go ahead and grab those. So here's the enemies, and we'll set those off to the side until we actually get close enough to see what's going on. Okay guys, this is really perfect. I was counting this up, and I was trying to figure out if we could kill this poison dragon that showed up right next to us, who's got 9 armor, by using our Bow of Stars Dawn. It says you can discard any number of cards in your hand for ranged attack 2 for each card discarded. Well, we have 4, so that's only going to give us 8. So I was really bummed out until I remembered we have Chaos Magic. And our next thing up is 1 ranged attack. So we're going to kill this guy right at the end of the day, which is awesome. So we'll go ahead and challenge him to combat, and we'll play our Bow of Stars Dawn, discarding all 4 of our cards for 8 ranged attack, and use our Chaos Magic for our 9th point of ranged attack, and kill the dragon before he can even get an attack off. So that's awesome. So we killed a rampaging enemy, but it was a dragon, so it means we get 2 fame, 2 reputation increased, putting us back to neutral, and we gain 7 fame, taking us from 40 to 47, bumping right up against the next level. Actually, we gain fame +1 for each enemy we defeat using the Bow of Stars Dawn, so we do level, taking us from 47 to 48, and getting us our next command token. So we get our next command token, and we get an armor increase to 4, and we can still have 2 more units. So we'll go ahead and clean up, put all of our cards back into our deck, ready our units. Forgot we need to feed our familiars, so we'll go ahead and give these guys one of our red crystals. So as I go ahead and set up for the night phase here, can we all just agree that was a very climactic moment? You know, we look over the hill there, we see the city, a dragon rears up, and we draw our bow and shoot him down at the last possible moment using a little bit of luck and some chaos magic. Very cool. Part of the reason I love this game. So meanwhile, Arithia is going to gain the learning card. She's going to gain a white crystal, which is unfortunate. She keeps seeming to pair these up somehow. These will move down. Our new advanced action is Frost Bridge, a movement card. And our new spell is Underground Travel. Okay. These guys are gone, as is the monastery teaching here. The new units revealed: the Delphana Masters, the Utim Swordsman, and the Altem Guardians. And at the monastery, they're teaching the art of crushing bolt. So, night falls over the city, very appropriate. And the source looks like 2 whites and a blue.